49 Chevy is back. We got her back in the shop, getting ready to yank this motor out because the new motor is finally here. So we just got a short block because that should solve all the problems we have. That other motor looked real good and clean, other than not having oil pressure. So I just went ahead and got a short block. We're gonna reuse the heads off of that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started putting this motor together, and then we'll yank that one out. Okay, we got our fresh short block here. So I got new parts for a lot of it, so we're gonna go ahead and start assembling this. So pretty much the only thing we're gonna have to switch over is the heads. So got a oil filter adapter here. Grab the wrong size socket. So I'll just go ahead and throw this in real quick. Bought a brand new oil pump and oil pump screen. So get that put on. We got our new pickup screen. So this one's actually pretty snug. A lot of times they'll just slide in or they're loose. I'll show you here in a minute, but I always tack weld these in place once I get them in, because I've had them come loose and fall out on me before. Get that in. Then I'm just going to drag my welder out. I'm just going to put a little tack right there to keep that screen in and keep it from twisting. Because like you can see right now, I can move it pretty easy. And you don't want it moving around. I'll just take this real quick. We're just going to put one or two little tacks on here just to hold this in place. That's all you really got to do, just a little tack. You don't want to really weld on it, and you want to be really careful so you don't burn a hole in the pickup tube while you're welding, because if you burn a little hole through there, it could start sucking air and then you won't be pulling oil through it. Next thing I got here is my timing cover. I got all new pieces for this because I wanted to I got all new pieces for this because I wanted to get the bottom end, the oil pan and the front cover and all that stuff. I want to get it all assembled and get it painted so when I pull the other motor out I can set it down, pull the heads and the water pump off, and then be ready to go back in with it. So I'm going to go ahead and take just a little bit of silicone. I don't like using silicone on my gaskets, hardly ever, but just for this timing cover gasket I'm just going to take and put really thin coat of silicone on here just to hold the gasket in place while I put it on. Alright, I just got a light coat of silicone on there. I'll just put my gasket in place here. Stick it on there good. This gasket kind of had a little tweak to it in the box, so it's being a pain. I went ahead and scuffed this up and put some primer on it because the only one that I could buy was a chrome one, and not a big fan of chrome, and me and the customer both agreed we don't want a lot of chrome on this truck, so everything else is flat black and orange on the motor. So I just scuffed it up good, and then I went ahead and put some primer on it. Primer will bond better to the chrome finish than paint will. So I primered it, and then when I paint everything else I'll just go ahead and paint it all together. Alright, that's all on. Got our new oil pan gasket. These one-piece rubber gaskets come with alignment dowels. Actually help out quite a bit keeping the gasket straight. They go in the front two holes, and then they're supposed to go back here in the back two holes, but this being a one-piece remain seal, it's already got the studs back there, so we don't need them. Just screw those in, and they got a little ridge on them here, so once you screw it all the way down, put that gasket, it kind of snaps into place underneath it and it holds it down in the timing cover. So then after you put your oil pan on and put the rest of the bolts back in, you can just screw these back out. So, probably don't have to use them, but they make it a lot easier. I had to get a new oil pan for this anyways, because this is a one-piece rear main seal motor where the other one was an older two-piece rear main. So I just went ahead and ordered one from the local parts store. Nothing special. These one-piece rubber gaskets are real thick. They hold it up pretty good, so you gotta push down on it, or usually you can just push and get it to go down all the way, but that did pretty good that time. They just fight you a little bit, but once you get them all the way down, they're fine. Now I'm just going to get some tape, and I'll tape off here where the oil filter goes. I'll tape off our crank snout, and then I'll grab some paint and I'll wipe all this stuff down real good, and then I'll grab some paint and we'll shoot some paint on here. Just gonna take a little bit of brake parts cleaner, spray it on a rag. I'm just gonna go over this and make sure it doesn't have anything that's gonna contaminate and make the paint not stick, and clean up all the bolts I just put in case the socket had some grease in it from something else or whatever. Obviously, fresh out of the box, it's not very nice. Just trying to clean it up halfway decent so we get a good paint job on it. I'm not one of those guys that just likes to paint it so it looks good when you put it in. I want it to look good a year from now, 2 years from now. So just do the extra little bit of work, make sure you got a good surface for the paint to stick to. Not going to bother taping off the head mating surfaces or anything like that, because I'm just going to spray from the top and spray down. If I do get a little bit of overspray on that, I can go back and wipe it off later. It's not going to hurt anything, but once I flip the motor over and get the heads on, then I'm going to take some paint and paint the back of the block, and you know, any little bridges or spots I can't get with it upside down, I'll touch up once I get the heads on, just kind of feather the paint together so it matches better. Because obviously those heads I painted months ago when I did the motor the first time. So we should be ready to spray some paint. Not using any primer or anything. I just use this Duplicolor ceramic engine paint. I've had a lot better luck with it sticking if I don't put anything underneath it. So I just make sure I got a good clean surface and spray it straight on there. Just doing a light pat coat, not trying to get full coverage or anything. I don't want a bunch of runs in it. Alright, I'm going to let that sit and tack up for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and throw another coat on it. Alright, I got 3 coats of paint on it. Looking really good. From what I can see, it kind of looks red in the video here. It's not, it's just plain Chevy orange. It's the exact same color I used to paint this one. This one looks red in the video too. It's not red. So I'm gonna let that sit for about 2 or 3 days and cure. We got the truck branded, you know, got to take care of the important stuff. So I'll let that sit 2 or 3 days. I'll come out tomorrow and get this motor pulled back out so I can get everything off of it to switch over to the other one. And I'll film it all so you guys can tag along for the ride. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm getting started on pulling this motor out. Got the coolant draining. Disconnected the spark plug wires. Took the heater hoses off. Unhooked a couple wires. I'm gonna go do everything underneath, and then I will set up a camera and do a time lapse as I pull everything off of the top and yank it out. So here we go. Alright, well, I had every intention of doing a time lapse, a little bit of filming on pulling this motor, but to be honest, I got started on it, got carried away, forgot what I was doing, and now everything's unhooked and it's ready to come out. So I'll go ahead and film pulling it, at least for you, and then you guys can see it come out. Alright, I'm about to do a little bit of touch-up paint on the firewall. It's a tight fit going in and out without taking the radiator out. But now that I got the engine out, I got all my wiring that I hadn't dressed up yet. So this is a good chance to clean everything back up again, touch up where the motor scrape coming out a little bit, and then I can go ahead and loom and clean up all my wiring. So got that out. I'll get set up and start switching everything over from one motor to the other one. Hey everybody, it's been a week and a half or so since I filmed anything. I had a bunch of little jobs I had to do, and went on a little weekend vacation with my family. We needed to get away for a little bit, so I'm back at it again. Motor that was in the truck is out. Got this motor, the paint's been curing for a couple days, so it should be pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing everything off of this motor and switching it over. And then we'll get it all buttoned up, throw it back in the truck. Okay, I was gonna make this all one video, pulling the motor out, building the second motor, putting the motor back in and everything, but it's just been getting kind of long and I want to get something up for you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. But got this motor pretty well set up, got this motor all torn down, so I have all the parts. I just got to clean up parts and get everything cleaned and prepped and ready to go back together. So we'll end this one here. Thanks again for watching, subscribing, and comment. Let me know what you like about the channel. Let me know what you'd like to see, stuff like that. I read all the comments, so I'll go through and see what you guys have to say, and then I'll make adjustments for what you guys like. So thanks again. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.